Welcome to our gardening rewilding project. We have thought about this a lot over the years. Our opportunity has come about with our new house, which is in the southeast of Wales, just north of Newport and across the Severn Estuary from Bristol.
So where are we? We're in the south of Wales on the English border here. Bristol's here, London's there, and so we're right down here. Yeah, situated just here, north east of Newport.
The first thing is to introduce you to our garden.
Let me just take you around the garden with my rough sketch here. We've got the house in garage in the centre. We've got the main road here. There's a public footpath that runs through the property. At the bottom, we've got some woods, which you'll see me walking around. Here are the woods. There's a compost heap down here. We've got some trees at the bottom here. Under the trees, or wood as I called it, is a dead hedge. We have laid all the old bushes, branches and vegetation together, stacked one upon the other, as if a dead hedge or a hedge of vegetation for wildlife. It will be a place for mammals, insects to go. Yeah, brilliant. That looks good.
Good.
So that's us up to 4, isn't it?
Our fellow creatures have taken a terrible hammering from us humans. We've poured chemicals, habitat loss, slaughter, pollution, poaching, the list goes on and on. What I found incredible was that Britain is in the bottom 10% of the world's biodiverse countries. Long ago we slaughtered our main predators, and even now we're not kind to the nature that does exist. I do believe that we ordinary people collectively can make an impact for nature. In the UK, 7 out of 10 of us, in other words 87% of residents, live in a home with a garden of some kind. The average garden size is the size of a tennis court. There are over 23 million gardens in the UK, which is equivalent to 4,300 square kilometres, an area twice the size of Luxembourg, or a fifth the size of Wales. It's an area 4.5 times greater than all the UK nature reserves put together.
And what we've done is we've put some bird boxes up. We got them up there in December, so we hope there'll be some occupants. They're mainly blue tits boxes. I think that's possibly a jackdaw box. Maybe it looks a bit small for a jackdaw box, but a bigger bird anyway. There is a shortage of natural nesting sites for birds in the UK, and this lack of nesting sites has played its part in the decline of the UK's species. We can all make a contribution to nature in our gardens, no matter how small our space. Just simply adding one nest box will help. And then in this bottom corner here, in addition to the lovely robin we can just see there we've put up some bat boxes. There are a couple of bat boxes in there. 2 bat boxes up. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. We've got a compost heap in the bottom corner. That was here before. It looks like the remains of a building. And we just pan back. This is a public footpath that runs through the property. And we look back at the house. Looking at the bank over here just in front of the car, our plan is to extend the soil you see there right across the front of the house, facing the public footpath. We'll obtain this soil from an extension we're doing at the back of the house, we're calling a garden room. Our plan is then to sow the soil with wildflower seeds. We already have sown some wildflower seeds in the bank you can see here, and hopefully it'll take, but we'll see. But the whole idea is to have wildflowers. Because of that, we're now moving the primroses. So there are a whole lot of primroses out at the moment, and we are relocating them to places like here and at the back of the garden. The other thing I should point out, we've been able to obtain some wild garlic and online, and we've planted some down in this location. Oh yes, there's a mouse box we've put up there. We'll see what happens with that and whether anybody's interested. But coming back up to the house, what I'm going to do is I'll just walk around the house. We'll then walk around up here down the side. It's a nice big sized garden, and again down here we've put more wild garlic. You can actually see it growing at the moment along here. We put it all the way along up to here, and we'll see whether that takes. To the back we've got the veggie patch, we've got the fruit trees running along this solid wall at the back, and then up here at the back we've got the greenhouse vegetable plot. I found a wonderful app on growing your own vegetables, and at the back of the house we've got this plot. What I particularly like about this app is I am able to place the vegetables in the plot. If let's just take cabbages, if I can find where they are here. If I drag those, you can see that it's indicating where I shouldn't be planting, because I had some cabbages in towards the end of last year. And not only that, if I click here on, say, broad beans, it's telling me the companion plants that I can plant. Companion plants are when two plants grow near each other for the benefit of each other. Say one plant has flowers that attracts aphid-eating hoverflies, for instance. Both plants will benefit from the hoverflies, one by pollinating and the other by the control of the aphids. And these companion plants help. Nasturtium is one of them, lovage. And what I've done is I've bought, if I can get them up the right way, some nasturtium seeds to plant. So again, by managing this plot in this way, I'm able to plant vegetables next to each other that complement each other, and also put in flowers and everything else that will host insects that help to counteract other insects that might eat the vegetables. I'm looking to do it totally organically. I found a local stables that can give me some horse manure. This is all new for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have grown vegetables once before in a very small way, but growing the vegetables, considering the insect life, I think it'd be excellent. And also what I'm hoping to do is build up the number of worms in the soil. So this is all exciting and new development for me. And we're going to try and grow that with different supporting plants for the insects. And on the back wall we've got a whole lot of fruit trees. We thought we could get 5, we've actually put 6 in, and we can talk about those. And we've got the old oil tank platform here. Here goes the oil tank, hopefully.
Hi.
Hi.
Look at that. Well done already.
Well done. I thought you'd come with a great big crane or something. The removal of the oil tank gives me the chance to talk about running the house with the environment in mind. We installed our first heat pump in 2009. This will be our second. Along with solar and a house battery, we believe we can get our heating, lighting, cooking and running our electric vehicle to cost nothing each year. There's a revolution going on which the media don't want to tell you about. We have made a couple of videos on this, and more will follow. Now, what are we going to do with the space left by the oil tank? Let's talk about that. And here's the old oil tank base. Our thinking on this is to create it as a dry wildlife corner by putting some logs under here. Indigenous log piles offer refuge and hunting ground for a whole range of small mammals, reptiles and insects. They can offer overwintering habitat for some wildlife. Log piles play a very important role in a wildlife garden. We think the hedgehog is going through there. Probably all the neighbours' cats too, not that I see one that often. And we have a magnificent double hedge, which I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun with in here. I'm sure it's a very old hedge, but we'll explore that through the year. And then this is the double hedge, which is a very old hedge, I'm sure.
Hedges are a very important wildlife habitat for birds, mammals, insects, plants, lichen, fungi and reptiles. Harvest mice, bank voles and hedgehogs all nest and feed in hedgerows alongside birds. I learnt that over 100,000 miles of hedgerows have disappeared in England, Wales and Scotland since the 1950s, largely due to the intensification of agriculture. This is the equivalent of going around the world 4 times, or more than 4 times, a massive loss to wildlife here. It'll be fascinating to learn more about this hedge. I believe this hedge is the remains of a very old hedge network, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about it in future videos.
And we have a compost heap just down here on the corner. And down the side here we would like to possibly put a pond in here at some point. But at least this gives you an idea of the property. It's roughly the size of probably 2 to 3 tennis courts, so it's above average size for houses. We're very lucky to have it.